No pressure, nah, I ain't feeling no pressure. No, I ain't stunting her, man. She wanna get on top shit, I'ma let her. With this street code, I abide to the letter. It's just me against me, I ain't feeling no pressure. There's no hoes barred with the shit, nigga, everything gon' go. Hoes come to see me, I miss a heart and hustle up with the flow. I used to stand in the crowd, but now I'm the star of the show. My 10 in the field of play, I know you niggas looking down at my toes. I'm only smoking, no pressure. I'm digging graves with the shovel. Just like Pac in my nigga bags, you should know Liddy be a rebel. They watch the corner for a stat. Watch out. My little nigga be the lookout. You broke that shit embarrassing. Like the drunk uncle watch the cookout. My 10 down, you got a foot out. I fuck my bitch, never pull out. A bitch drowning my drip flicking. She gon' feel the stain from my wrist. You disrespect on that click. I put the tech on your lips. No handouts, they gon' go get it lit. Cut a check for a quick. No pressure, nah, I ain't feeling no pressure. No, I ain't stunting her, man. She wanna get on top shit, I'ma let her. With the street code, I abide to the letter. It's just me against me, I ain't feeling no pressure. There's no hoes barred with the shit, nigga, everything gon' go. Hoes come to see me, I miss a heart and hustle up with the flow. I used to stand in the crowd, but now I'm the star of the show. My 10 in the field of play, I know you niggas looking down at my toes. I ain't feeling no pressure, I do this shit in my sleep. I treat the hoes like a dog, want the bitches on a leash. I open up my palm, them tell the niggas come to eat. I got a kiss in my hand, can't tell me I ain't no peace. Let it counting his blessings, know he put me up on this level. My praise is up to the gods, but don't make me turn into a devil. I need to find that screw, cause I know my shit be loose. Went to sleeping on floors, now trapping out of the booth. No pressure, nah, I ain't feeling no pressure. No, I ain't stunting her, man, she wanna get on top shit, I'ma let her. With this street code, I abide to the letter. It's just me against me, I ain't feeling no pressure. There's no hoes barred with the shit, nigga, everything gon' go. Hoes come to see me, I miss a heart and hustle up with the flow. I used to stand in the crowd, but now I'm the star of the show. My 10 in the field of play, I know you niggas looking down at my toes. Yeah. Yeah, I know what it is, nigga. You don't know, you should know by now. Like I said, nigga, I don't ain't here to make no motherfucking friends.
Because every time someone's release off,
man, this bitch should have money, nigga. That motherfucking money. That's the only thing I move. I don't give a fuck about nothing but that bad, nigga. And racks, nigga. And stacks, nigga. Any means necessary, nigga. By any means, nigga. That man about to drop me half a thing all right now, nigga. Nigga, I can't wait, nigga. Let's get it. He just wanna stack in the lead, nigga. Dead in the dish. Okay, I let you know. Them kids got a lot of them cutters, got legs in the end. Oh no, don't play with them folks. He whipping that pots and that nigga in love with them trays. Woo, like he fuck with the lopes. Every dollar that I'm touching, he blood on my hands. Yep, and it's blood on the dope. Yeah, we ballin' these stacks that I jumped out the gym. Hey, rubber band snapped in the bands. I got stacks in my hands, it's in K on the strips. Hey, bitch got a face in my lap. Hey, I'm blowing it straight out the zip. Hey, they ain't no shaking these packs. Hey, and never a day able to say. Yeah, dropping the brick in the shit. Hey, they got that lick in my wrist. Hey, we take the scale out the fish. Yeah, bitch, you can tell that we rich. Yeah, I got these niggas on skates. Look at these niggas, they hate. Yeah, they mad, they bitches are rolling. Yeah, and they bitches come with no brakes. Yeah, and we gonna come at you straight with a drum and they can't make you run like you Drake. Yeah, diamonds are cold as the freezer, but big as the ice as I come on the tray. Yeah, hang from the neck, got it dripping. Yeah, follow the truck to the kitchen. Yeah, they pull up rocks at the pot and they chopping the blunts, but they dope, but they sifting. Yeah, they got a blend and they shifting.
You're rocking with the best. You're rocking with the best. You're rocking with the best.
back once again. Same old. It's been a very, very, very exciting week. Interesting roller coaster week. But once again, the Supreme Elite team, regardless of who's here, regardless of who's not, we are a family and we are continuing to push and we are continuing to make moves behind the scenes and follow in the path that was laid out for us. That is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to do it. And those who rocks with me public, behind the scenes, or somewhere in between, the Supreme Elite team is always going to remember. We have a groundbreaking development that is being developed, the finishing touches at this very moment, that is going to change the landscape when it comes to finance transactions defense. It is going to change the game. I wouldn't be surprised if the major auto mortgage finance companies buys us out with this new development. It is being built by the same metrics that the professionals and government agencies use. We are inventing a brand, you might as well call it a cheat code. It is going to change the game.
You're rocking with the best.
And I offered investment activities, investment opportunities for this landscape, for this groundbreaking model to the Supreme Elite team. We are not going to take it public because I already know what is about to take place. Licenses and proprietary patenting are underway now. This is going to change the game. This is going to change it. In case anyone's asking themselves or wondering, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Betty still parked out front. No letters, no past due letters, no nothing. And we are actually in court.
You're rocking with the best.
We don't just sit here and say, talk. We're not just going to talk to you. We're putting actions behind our words, and everything that I teach and advocate for is what I actually do in real life when I am not online. So, as you can see, uh, this was a plaintiff's notice of recent events. And I let the court know that the remaining balance reflects in A, the amount due is unavailable. They canceled the auto pay. I actually let the court know that took place. But one of the main things that a lot of people don't understand, and I see them all the time online, once again, which we are going to, it's a lengthy video, but I swear to God, I swear to God, y'all need to watch it through and through, because this is going to highlight why it's dangerous out here in these streets unless you are a part of a group that has professionals backing them and that has a clear understanding and can articulate it in a way in which you may not understand the words, but you can follow what's going on that makes sense to you. One of the main things about auto contracts that keeps people out of the realm of federal litigation is the arbitration clause. The arbitration clause is a systemic, strategic method to actually cover up the BS. It's not there to settle disputes relating to the contract. It's there to actually shield you and prevent you from bringing claims in federal court. That's what its use is for. So, by me anticipating that that would be their response, because one of the things that you have to do, you have to be able to anticipate how they're going to respond, what's their defense. I don't just type up a motion, be like, all right, yeah, I got him here, I got him there. I sit back and I look for holes. I said, well, how can they get around this? Let me reverse searches. How can they get around this? What are the arguments can they make on this? And one of the key arguments that people fail to address is the actual arbitration clause. The arbitration clause is a clause that is added and built into the contract to, on its face, handle disputes related to the contract. But the arbitration clause, and if you look at the word within itself, it's not really a courtroom setting you're stepping into. You're stepping in arbitration. And one of the key hurdles about the arbitration is you had a chance to read the contract, agree to the terms, and they're going to say you had a chance to negotiate the price. The problem with the arbitration is they're not going to look deep into the contract to kind of see where you're coming from. They're going to be more of a plain reading of the contract. You can never waive any rights under state law that goes against public policy. But those rights can be deemed waived in that arbitration. So I said, no, we're not going to give them a way out. Comes down. Plaintiff Lamont A. Thomas, appearing pro se, respectfully moves this honorable court to strike the arbitration clause contained in the February 29th, 2024 retail installment contract between plaintiff and defendant Credit Acceptance Corporation. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12F, to strike an enforceable clause embedded in a void contract. That means I had to produce evidence under state law that states that this contract, based on their actions, were already voided. Now, for the people that are still hanging on to state laws invalid, state laws unconstitutional, only federal law, you're probably not going to be able to give the federal courts supplemental jurisdiction over your state claims, because a lot of federal decisions are going to be based on the state law. So if you think state law is unconstitutional, I don't know what to tell you right there. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12F, to strike an enforceable clause embedded in a void contract. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 7B, governing motion practice. See, these are the rules and the procedure that governs these types of motions. And you cannot file a motion accurately if you're not following the rules of civil procedure. So if you think that laws of the United States don't apply to you, this probably won't be the way to go for you. You're probably going to be more of a affidavit of truth type, notice of this, notice of that, notice of that, notice of that, notice of that, demand for this, demand for that, probably a whole bunch of threats of RICO statutes, what they violating with no way to how to even enforce it. So I don't know which way those people go, but it's not. Shout out to you. The Federal Arbitration Act permits judicial review of arbitration agreements, because when you file initial lawsuit and you do not speak on the arbitration clause, the courts are going to dismiss the case and they're going to force arbitration. Rather, the defendant is going to respond to the motion under the Federal Arbitration Act and tell the court to dismiss it. And they're going to cite court cases where the courts have dismissed the federal lawsuit in order to compel arbitration. I see the docket sheet day in and day out. And then when I read people's briefs, they never mention anything about the arbitration. Local rule. So you got the federal rules and the federal rules of civil procedure, and then your local federal rules for which district you're actually presiding in. You got to know both rules, or at least be aware of both rules. And then I cited Virginia Code 6.2303F, voiding usurious contracts. Then the Virginia Uniform Arbitration Act govern arbitration enforceability. Grounds for relief. Plaintiff seeks to strike the arbitration clause on the following grounds. Fraudulent inducement. The clause was embedded in the contract, misrepresented as a direct consumer loan when CSC's own accounting records classified as a dealer loan, a non-recourse advance to the dealership, not plaintiff. Void ab initio under Virginia law. This is how you use that void ab initio the correct way. The contract violates VA Code 6.2303F by charging interest above the 12% without the proper license under VA Code 1501, rendering it void. Public policy in federal jurisdiction. Enforcing the clause would obstruct plaintiffs' rights under federal law, including claims under the Declaratory Judgment Act, IRS regulations, and SEC disclosures. Judicial determination required under Bayless v. Evans, Spears v. Drake Institution, and Spears v. Drake versus Clarendon National Institution. Courts, not arbitrators, must decide whether fraud invalidates the arbitration clause. So the fraud itself is not, there's fraud in the contract itself. The angle is there's fraud in the actual embedded of the arbitration clause, meaning the arbitration clause was embedded, and the embedding of the arbitration clause was the fraud itself. Not strike the arbitration clause because there's fraud in the general contract. The arbitration clause was the fraud itself. That was the arbitration clause. So these recent events, and then of course they wasn't going to get off the hook here, because while I filed the federal lawsuit on August 25th, while I filed the federal lawsuit, these are just supplemental motions to the actual lawsuit. Notice of prior settlements involving similar claims against Credit Acceptance Corporation. See, when the Supreme Elite team actually takes on the case, see, this is the deep dive research that we're doing, and it actually ties into the groundbreaking development that is going to turn months of investigations into minutes. Plaintiff respectfully submits this notice pursuant to Federal Rules of Procedure 7B, 10B, 11B, Local Rule 7N5 83.1, to inform the court and defendant of multiple prior settlements involving credit acceptance corporations that directly relates to the claims asserted in this action. So yes, I find instances where they already had to settle. That is a great look for you in your federal case. That is a great look. And the claims that you bring have to be right in line with the actions which led to their settlements before. These settlements confirm that CAC has previously resolved allegations of usurious interest rates, conduit financing abuses, failure to register as a lender, mischaracterization of consumer contracts, the same conduct alleged, challenged in plaintiff's complaint. Relevant settlement and case citations. Palm Tran versus Credit Acceptance. Credit Acceptance settled securities fraud claims for $12 million, resolving allegations that it misled investors by mischaracterizing dealer advances and concealing retained interest in securitized receivables. So it's not that we are bringing claims for the first time. We're actually bringing claims in which we can actually prove to the court, that they have already settled these similar identical claims. And why did I add this in here? Because I know that with me trying to move for a judgment, a summary judgment, meaning there's no material fact or case to argue here. There's nothing to argue here. I had to make sure I put myself at least in the most strong position to get that summary judgment. Massachusetts Attorney General, 2021. CAC paid $27.2 million to settle claims that it issued loans to consumers it knew cannot repay, charged usurious interest, and concealed hidden finance charge. In the previous webinar that we had, and if you missed it, you can still catch the replay. We actually broke down what is actually included in the hidden finance charge as it relates especially to this case. What is actually included and where can you go to find the hidden finance charge? General Credit Acceptance. This was in Missouri. Credit Acceptance affiliate paid $2.75 million to resolve claims of unlawful repossession and failure to comply with statutory requirements. Legal relevance to plaintiff's case. These claims confirm that CAC has repeatedly faced and resolved claims involving mischaracterization of consumer contracts, sales rather than borrowings, retain cert as sales rather than secured borrowings, retain servicing rights and phantom income concealed from consumers, usurious interest rates in violation of state law, failure to register as lawful lender, deceptive dealer revenge structure, and trust assignments. Plaintiff's lawsuits built on these precedents with direct evidence from his own contract, their regulatory filings, and applicable accounting and tax standards. The existence of these settlements demonstrates CAC's prior knowledge of the legal risk and undermines any claim of good faith or novelty. Key inserts from CAC's settlement. In a press release by Ryan Felton after CAC's Massachusetts settlement, Mr. Felton reported the same allegations made by plaintiff, that the Massachusetts Attorney General Mar Healey sued CAC, alleging that Beginning in 2013, it made thousands of loans to consumers it knew or should have known could not repay them. Another argument she made, which is at the core of plaintiff's argument, was that credit acceptance also allegedly assessed hidden finance charges that made the loans usurious under Massachusetts law, which prohibits charging an annual percentage rate above 21%.
You're rocking with the best.
21% will steep on its face. That's a little steep. Similarly, under VA Code 6.303, no contract shall be made for the payment of interest loans that exceeds 12%. Plaintiff's 23.99% interest rate clearly violates the statute. Additionally, under 6.2-1500, the term arrangement broker, so I broke down what arrangement broker means, what a consumer finance company means, and how their actions meet this definition. CAC's business model also became known in the press release. The fact that CAC is an indirect lender does not evade itself from the license requirements. The Massachusetts Attorney General described in their lawsuit, which plaintiff uncovered in his detailed lawsuit, how CAC runs its business. The lawsuit describes how credit acceptance runs its business. Rather than funding loans directly to consumers, it relies on a network of dealerships that serve as intermediaries who originate financing details with consumers and receive a fee for writing the loan to them. I submitted this after I finished my lawsuit. In my lawsuit, my investigation revealed the same thing. That the Attorney General for Massachusetts uncovered. We're on par. The vast majority of Americans who obtain financing to buy a vehicle from credit acceptance or from other lenders go through the similar process. But in this suit, the Attorney General's office alleged that credit acceptance controls all aspects of the loan process, and which I alleged in my lawsuit. The dealer has no role in approving, holding, servicing, or collecting the loan, the Attorney General office alleged. This is exactly what plaintiff alleged in his complaint regarding the defendant's program. Plaintiff further argued, and mirrored by the Massachusetts Attorney General, given the defendant's total control over the origination process, they admitted in their filings, their actions reflect that of a consumer finance lender, which requires a license and cannot charge over 12% on any loan under. It's going to go back to section 6.2303. Hidden fees averaging 25. The lawsuit also alleged in that some cases, credit acceptance made money by charging hidden finance fees averaging 2,500. These fees are what pushed the loans past the 21 state percent. Now, here's the thing. 2,500 doesn't seem like a lot, but when you have millions of people getting financing through you, that 2,500 adds up very fast. And this is another reason why not only proper research is important, not only understanding and how to structure a lawsuit, because most people think that a lawsuit is just running to the judge, telling the judge exactly what happened, how wrong you've been done, making legal conclusions, claiming RICO, claiming fraud, and that does not pass the sufficiency test. Everything that you assert must be backed up by factual evidence that you can prove. And this is the reason why most teachers and gurus never advocate for the students to get on the offensive, and because every time someone get on the offensive and beat them to the punch, they always tell you to file. If you're being sued, go request this document, request this securitization audit, request these documents, debt validation letters, and send notice after notice after notice after notice. No, you don't have to pay because this. But in order for you don't have to pay, that's not something really for you to come to the conclusion. You can assert that you're not entitled to pay, but the understanding and the conclusion that that is actually true has to come on their end, because I can assert I don't have to pay all day and I can stop paying. But if they don't come to the same conclusion, you're going to get past due letters. You're going to get notice of intent to sell. You're going to get notice of foreclosure. See, you can't just unilaterally stop paying. You only stop paying when you're in a position to go straight on the offensive and go all the way with it. This is why people hit me in the email all the time trying to figure out, why is it that you don't have a past due on your account and you haven't made a payment since July 1st, 2 months, but yet I missed one payment and they were blowing my phone up and sending me letters. It's only one difference.
You're rocking with the best.
That's the difference. The difference is the Supreme Elite team. The difference is she's not part of the Supreme Elite team. The difference is he's not part of the Supreme Elite team. The difference is you're not part of the Supreme Elite team. And it's not like it's a closed door, it's a tightly knit group. But I don't turn, if you seriously want to learn, you want to get a foundation so you can start making moves on your own, then by all means, sign up, pay the fee. Can't pay the full fee, let me know. We'll probably work out a payment plan. Not going to be sweating you, not going to be blowing you up for payment. We make an agreement. You know what you're supposed to do. Man, give everybody opportunity, because when this blows up, it becomes, when we take it here, I don't want people saying, well, you never gave us a chance. You never did this. You never did this. There's a difference between giving people a chance and letting them in the space than having the scales tip one way. Most people want you to do it for them. No understanding, which is cool, but they want it at a very beneficial bargain to them. I understand. It's all about negotiating. Everybody wants to come on the best side of the deal. But me, I'm kind of stingy with negotiations, because my whole thing is, hell, I had to pay my dues. I can't walk to an attorney or go anywhere in the world and say, yo, I got 150, man. You should fuck with me on this 150. No, I gotta pay how I weigh. I go leave my house, I gotta pay how I weigh. I can't walk into the store, Best Buy, and be like, yo, I only got, come on, man. You should come on, y'all. Let me get this laptop because I ain't got the money to pay for it. No, they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy and may ask me to leave the store. So yeah, you shouldn't want the information and the things that are so complex. You shouldn't want it to be taught for free. Like I would not, like if someone was teaching like a securitization class and me knowing the complexities of it, and they say, I'll teach you everything you need to know for free. I'm like, you gonna teach me? See, most people with the low-hanging fruit mentality, they're gonna look, oh yeah, because I ain't gotta pay and get see. No. I'm gonna sit back whole. This is so complex. It takes a lot of time to figure out and understand because there's so many layers to it. Why are you teaching it to me for free? What's the catch? What's going on? What are you? So, the real world doesn't work like that. So this is one of the reasons why looking on social media for the most cheapest way to be free, for the quickest magical document to be free, just anyone that's telling you what you want to hear. This is why you should not jump out on it. Now, I have no problem with you just wanting somebody to do it for you. That's not the issue. It is what it is. Everybody ain't equipped to sit down and take the time. But if you're going to get that, make sure that you get like someone that actually knows what they're doing. So here's the thing. With professionals behind them, that can help the teacher and help you because you got professionals behind them. Now, here's the thing. There is no person in these spaces that I've ever seen, heard, and none of that has any type of professional in that field that's backing their play. It's always this phantom CPA or this phantom trustee. Where all these trustees go from 1099As? Where all the trustees go? Where are all the trustees? Oh, happy birthday, Borski. Your birthday? I got something for you. It's your birthday today? I got something for you. I hit you behind the scenes. I got something for you. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, Thomas. Thomas has been one of the main core.
You're rocking with the best.
One of the main core supporters and have been doing a very great job of expelling these myths, putting them on blast. I eradicated YouTube, but a lot of them ran over to TikTok, and TikTok they fighting back, y'all. TikTok fighting back, man. I'm like, all right, hold on. TikTok relentless. TikTok is relentless. They are relentless, boy. They will double down on a belief. They will triple down. They will jump off the cliff. They don't care because it's all about beliefs with them. I don't care about beliefs. I care about results. So when the people are sending me DMs, how you get your account like that? Mine still say I owe 20-some thousand. Mine still say I owe 17. What you do? What makes you so different? I am different. Because every time someone's release out their obligation, it's the same accounting mechanism. It's the same one. You're calling yourself a teacher.
Welcome to this episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Where knowledge is dark and ignorance is light.
The other word to put there. But I get what he was trying to say. So I said, I'm going to ask the question based on what I believe he's trying to say.
Hey.
Okay. I understand that.
So I said, hey, since you said the contract was securitized, that the debt was discharged, okay, cool. Can you please tell me from an accounting standpoint on how that discharge will look on the books? And they can never answer that question. If you know it, you know. There's no guessing. Want to know why? Because every time someone's release out their obligation, it's the same accounting mechanism. It's the same one. So when they're on social media saying the debt was discharged because it was securitized, you cannot walk into any courtroom, state or federal, and say that. And in this video, you're going to see the dangers of playing defense. Supreme Elite Team, our thing is offense. We put together a comprehensive strategy and we play offense. I'm telling you, these people are vicious. These people are vicious. You better not play defense with them. it's a wrap. You're calling yourself a teacher.
Stick around to the end of the video as Thomas Legacy dissect another social media guru.
So you are being sued. You got a summons, and this is why I want to talk about securitization, because
And this is where she's wrong from the beginning, because once you're being sued, that's it. So if you're being sued, that means you're coming in as the defendant. Already wrong.
A lot of y'all are confused.
And that court case, Mendoza versus JP Morgan, that person is saying everything she's saying. It's along the same lines. Oh, Mendoza laws. Oh, brought up securitization. Mendoza still laws.
Really is. I'm getting so many emails. I mean, when I tell y'all, my emails, my DMs are flooded with requests on summonses. Okay, so we're going to talk about what securitization really is.
According to the top investment bankers, the FDIC, the SEC, all of the accounting institutions, securitization is a process of converting long-term illiquid debt into short-term liquid cash, pledging of long-term debt to get short-term cash. That is the gist of it. Let's see what she says.
sending out a securitization request letter, you are seeking true ownership of the debt.
So you're sending out a securitization for the true ownership of the debt. So here's another. This is why the Supreme Elite team, we don't think like everybody else. Because you are actually asking for them to validate the debt. And if you dispute the debt, they'll have to verify the debt. So you're asking them for something that they don't have a problem giving you. So what happens when they give it to you or they don't respond? Because a lot of people, when they don't get a response to their debt validation letters or debt verification letters, because it's outside the scope of the law in which they have to respond to. So maybe the stuff that you're asking, they by law don't have to respond to. Maybe that's it.
They have to prove something to you. They have to provide some documentation that proves that they own the debt.
Wrong again, because what you ask them, that's what they're going to send you. Sorry, y'all.
You have to know and understand that even the original creditor, Capital One,
Yes, I'm getting so many emails. I mean, when I tell y'all, my emails, my DMs are flooded with requests on summonses. Okay, so we're going to talk about what securitization really is.
So they're getting, so here's the thing. So she's getting a lot of emails and requests for summonses. So this means everybody that's hitting her up, they're already in a defensive, vulnerable position. They've already are being sued, and now they have to go to court. Now you're coming to court as a defendant. You already lost. According to the top investment bankers, the FDIC, the SEC, all of the accounting institutions, securitization is a process of converting long-term illiquid debt into short-term liquid cash. And that's done to move the liabilities, the asset off the balance sheet. Move the loan off the books so they can start to originate more loans. So they're converting long-term illiquid debt into short-term liquid assets. So they're pledging them long-term repayments for money up front and moving it off the books, moving the exposure off the books in the same process. But when you are actually being sued, none of the debt validation, securitization letter is even going to matter at that point. You're already being sued for non-payment of the debt. Pledging of long-term debt to get short-term cash. That is the gist of it. Let's see what she says.
Sending out a securitization securitization request letter, you are seeking true ownership of the debt. So they have to prove something to you. They have to provide some documentation that proves that they own the debt.
What information is required to be in the validation notice from a debt collector about my debt? A statement that the communications from a debt collector, your name, along with the name and mailing information for the debt collector, the name of the creditor you owe the debt to. The servicer does never have to prove they own the debt. They're just a servicer. So right there, an itemization of the current amount the debt reflects, current amount of debt when the notice is provided, information you can use to reply to the debt at the end of the 30-day period when you can dispute the debt. So you get that type of response. What's next? Dead on arrival. Wrong again, because what you ask them, that's what they're going to send you, or they remain silent. It doesn't mean you're going to get out there. Validation of debt. What's next? Oh, or that's supposed to magically stop the summons. Okay, then I'm telling you, they will send you something back.
Is suing you. You have to know and understand that even the original creditor, Capital One, Chase, whoever, they don't even own the debt. The creditor is just a servicer.
Creditor is just a servicer.
Hold on, maybe my teachings in the group is wrong. Maybe I'm off. The creditor is just the servicer. What's the difference between a mortgage lender and a mortgage servicer? Your mortgage lender is the financial institution that originally loaned you the money. Your mortgage servicer is the company that sends your mortgage statements and handles the day-to-day tasks for managing your loan. But she said your creditor is just a servicer. And this is why I say what I say. Small misunderstandings like that can throw your whole defense off.
There are multiple owners when it comes to a lawsuit from a creditor and a debt collector. Wrong. See, when you went to that lender to get that loan.
But you said the creditor is the servicer. So how do you go to a servicer to get a loan?
Okay, then I
Don't even realize you come. And people be watching that like, ooh, let me send an email. Oh, she knows what she's talking about. But let me show up in that chat. Let me show up in that live. Blocked. I'm going to pick every word apart.
that personal loan, student loans, whatever. The bank then creates a SPV. Okay, so the SPV stands for Special Purpose Vehicle.
So they sell the loans into the SPV.
This is the problem with just regurgitating what you think is true. That's false. That is wrong. I'm not going to tell you on here. That's reserved for my groups, though.
See, the
Remember, they said it sets up a sale. She says when you go to the bank creates the SPV. She's never really did deep dive research because the SPV has already been created before you even thought about getting a loan.
SPV acts as a trust account. So
See, that's limited knowledge because they also act as a LLC, a corporation, a partnership. So depending on the structure, that's how they function. Why did you just say trust account when it's more?
what they're doing is a true sale agreement, which means that now the loans is transferred.
Okay, I'm gonna need my Supreme Elite team members on here and the members that was just in the last webinar. You already know that's wrong. That's the biggest thing. That's what they all believe. Truth, I'm telling you, you in that webinar, you saw it black and white. She doesn't understand what's really going on. She doesn't understand that's not what's going on. That's the biggest trick.
To the SPV. This is securitization, where it goes from one hand to another.
Supreme Elite team members, now do you believe me when I say pretty much anything outside our group is spooky? I would defeat that with what she said with one question. I told you. And it's not sad for the teachers. It just speaks of what our group has ushered in, a new way of thinking. Because one of the key things that I like so much about the group is that the people that listen to what I teach, take it in, study, they instantly know more than these gurus out here. That's the whole, I don't think some of my students even like realize that. Y'all know more than the gurus out here. Y'all know more than them. And y'all still learning. But y'all know more than yo. Supreme Elite team, stand up. Now y'all see the value of the group, because securitization is the packaging and pulling of long-term illiquid assets and converting them into short-term liquid assets. The securities are sold through the issuing entity backed by the long-term illiquid assets and sold to investors on the secondary market or institutional lenders. That's what securitization is. It's not this.
This is securitization, where it goes from one hand to another.
So there is something called asset-backed securities, okay? So asset-backed securities is financial instruments. So financial instruments is
Nothing but a promissory note.
Yo, she said a financial asset is nothing but a promissory note. She gonna have all them people up Shit's Creek. This is another reason why these spaces are dangerous. She said financial assets are nothing but promissory notes, and that's simply not true. The top accounting firms, the government, the regulatories, the FDIC, SEC, they don't even define financial assets as just promissory notes, because they encompass a broad range of financial instruments. Stocks, bonds, notes, securities, deposits, anything that has a value that evidences the right to receive payment for one party to another party can be a financial asset. So by her just limiting, and if you can see right here, financial institutions, her limiting the definition of financial assets to a promissory note, let me know she's just still a rookie.
To that financial institution, you made a promise to pay in writing with the lender. That is what created the promissory note.
No, ma'am, that's not what it created when you're dealing with a securitization or any finance transaction. It's not creating a promise to pay. And this is why the Supreme Elite team group, you get all the sauce, because y'all actually know what it creates on its face and then what it creates when it's transferred. We talk about that in group. I can't say it on here because y'all gonna go around and be like, hey, they just said the same thing you said in your live the other day, but they was never saying it. They bite all the time. No, sir, you ain't gonna bite this. Just that 1% sauce. A promise to pay is embedded in the contract. I can't even say the word because they're going to steal that. But that's not what it created.
So the promissory note is what they call a financial instrument. So
along with a stock, along with a bond, along with a shares, along with any other security.
Your signature agreed to pay them with interest. Once that promissory note was signed, that instrument now becomes the foundation, okay, of the debt.
And this is the benefits of being in Supreme Elite team. My students know more than these teachers. They know more than them because that's not the basis. The basis of your debt already started before you even walked into the financial institution. It already started before. There's 4 transactions going on at the same time. That's the part that people don't understand.
Now this so-called debt can be sold, assigned, transferred to other entities, other companies, and investors.
This is why the securitization request letter is.
But hold on, you said it could be sold to other entities and other investors, but then you said it was just the transfer of one party, other party, and no one even owns it. There's multiple. See, don't even realize she's contradicting her earlier statements.
So powerful when you know how to properly utilize it the right way.
There we go. I was waiting on it. I was waiting for the punchline. She's selling a document. She's selling a document that you're going to go send to them and request a securitization. That's what I was waiting for it. I knew this couldn't just be. No, I was waiting for it.
You're rocking with the best.
It was all on the tail end. It was all on the tail end. That was the buildup to lay the document. It's the proverbial magical document that's going to stop a summons, going to stop a court case, going to stop a court judgment, it's going to stop it. So I said, you know what? Let's just see how this plays out in court. Let's just see. That's what she's going to do after you already used the credit card, after you already got the services, after they already sue you, you're going to come in and say, request the securitization. Well, let's just see how that normally works out.
This is why the securitization request letter is so powerful.
So, Mr. Chavez, what is the defense on this case? What is your defense?
I needed to see one of the documents. Well, my defense is that, I've been researching the law and, the powers of the banks, and it's more of a accuracy of the actual accounting that I'm trying to make sure, and, make sure that everything is accurate. So it's not my intent to not pay anything, but I need to know, based off the accounting, that I am paying what I'm supposed to be paying. And based on what they're saying,
your last payment, back on 5/15/23, you owed $3,398.36.
After you already used the card and made payments on it?
And they're coming for $3,398.36. That was the balance on the card at that time. Disputing that you had the card, right?
She said, you're not disputing. See how the judge kept it right there? Because you can't get out that box. Remember, this is after you get sued, after you get a summons. You do this. Obviously, that debt validation letter, and I'm not saying he got it from her, but these are all along the same hallmarks. This is pretty much what he's saying. Hey, what's the accuracy? Do I owe this? Who's the real creditor? You're not secure. It's all the same. They don't do nothing different. They just reword it, repackage it. It's all the same. But the judge says, you're not disputing that you actually had the card, did you? And the balance on the card was $3,000 some. And they're suing for $3,000 some. What's your defense? That you never used the card? The judge is strategic. You know what that does? It keeps the conversation to an error, it keeps the conversation in a box where that securitization document will never break through. That's what I'm saying. You already lost. Dead on arrival.
But that's not the issue at hand.
Is what I'm saying. No, it is.
See, he tried to say, but no, that's not the issue. No, but the judge said, nope, that is the issue. She shut it down, just like they all do.
The issue at hand. The issue at hand is, did you have a credit card? did you use money on that card, and did you not pay the card off?
What did I, Supreme Elite Team, what did I say they were going to say in court? What did I say?
You're rocking with the best.
What did I say? They're going to sue you in court. They're going to say, Your Honor, he had the card. He signed the card. He swiped the card. Here's his purchases. Here's the payments that they made. He hasn't paid. All that securitization audit and this and that doesn't work. You got the card. You use the card. You make payments on the card. There's nothing else to talk about. What you would have to do is pay the card current, stop using the card, turn the card back in, and then sue as the plaintiff. But this is why only the 1% follow me, because the other 99% would be like, shit, I ain't doing that. Shit, I want to use this money. And then when it's time to get out the deal, I'll just go ahead and get your securitization audit, so I don't got to pay no more. That's the mindset, y'all. That's the mindset of the 99%. The Supreme Elite Team, we represent the 1%.
The only question.
Oh.
Right. Those are the questions.
Okay, my defense is I am the lender, and they borrowed from me.
What did they borrow from you?
My personal security.
All from a position of a defendant. They borrowed from me. Nah, I ain't borrowed from them. They borrowed from me. You will never win that argument.
Which I'm
No,
entitled to
no,
rights to.
I'm not buying that. No. Listen
Okay.
to me. You listen.
It's not about. I have it.
I'm going by the law, I'm not just making
No, you're not going by the law. You're making up the law as you go along. You took a credit card out. You agreed with that. And then you had a credit card. You used the credit card. You have a balance on the card. And you didn't pay on the card.
You're never going to get out that box in court when you're getting sued. That credit card, you're not getting out that box. You're not going to go into the securitization and this and that. You're not getting, it's that box right there you're stuck in. You're not getting out that box. And when you look at the reality of that box, now the economic substance comes out, because you got the card, you didn't pay.
They don't owe you anything.
So So when I asked for the application, the evidence that opened up the account, because they go by GAAP accounting principles. If my application opened up the account, that means there will be a credit in my account, because that's a cash equivalent. That's what the law says.
All right, when you walked into that financial institution, you made a promise to pay in writing with the lender. That is what created the promissory note.
Mr. Royce, I don't have emotion.
That's exactly what he just said. I'm not saying the lady and him are connected, but that's why I put that there. That's exactly what he just said. And you know what her response to that? Skip right over and goes to the lawyer.
For summary disposition in the file.
This is why the securitization request letter is so powerful.
Here's the next hearing.
I mean, Mr. Chavez, do you have a defense on this case?
You heard the tone with the judge asking, you know what that is? It's like, do you have anything? Because I'm already know what I'm about to rule. Do you have anything? I've been in and out of courtrooms 17 years. I know when the judge is going to rule in your favor and when they're not going to rule in your favor. It's all instant. It's all at the beginning. It's all at the beginning. When they start grilling the prosecutor, your opposing party, you good. When they start grilling your lawyer, strap in. It may be a bumpy ride.
I just want to go through the due process.
Okay.
See, that securitization stuff, the gap and all that. When you're not rooted in your foundation, you're going to be easily broken. Now it's from accounting to, I just want to go through the due process. This is why no foundation. Spitting words out, regurgitating with no foundation, you're building your house on sand. One huff, one puff, and your house is blown down. These spaces give people the illusion of having a foundation, but when it gets pierced through and they can't stand on it, they all crumble. He just crumbled. They all crumble. They all crumble.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Do we need discovery on this? What, Mr. Goldthal, so this is a credit card bill?
Yes, Your Honor, a Discover card.
All right, and this is Discover Bank, so there's no issue as to whether or not it's transferred hands?
No, Your Honor, we represent the original creditor.
When a creditor is suing you, you have to know and understand that even the original creditor, Capital One, Chase, whoever, they don't even own the debt.
Well, it looks like he's being sued by the original creditor.
You're rocking with the best.
Direct contradiction. She was just direct contradiction.
There's no issue as to whether or not it's transferred hands?
No, Your Honor, we represent the original creditor.
This is what she said earlier in the video.
Creditor is suing you, you have to know and understand that even the original creditor, Capital One, Chase, whoever, they don't even own the debt.
Well, it looks like he's being sued by the original creditor.
All right, this is an account stated under MCR 2.116, Karen I. This court is making a ruling immediately based on the pleadings.
The answer from Mr. Arnold indicates that he does not dispute that the card was taken out.
The only dispute he appears to have is that a few paragraphs here, he does not agree with the fact that by virtue of defendant's default and breach, the entire balance of the account is now due, and these statements were attached, that the contract and or monthly statements are written instruments, evidence indebtedness with a specified interest rate, and that he disputes whether or not its account is stated, it clearly is.
It's the original creditor. There's no sort of defense regarding assignment on this case. The balance
at the time of the complaint was $4,378.29. Under MCR 2.116, parent I, parent 1.
The pleadings show that a party is entitled to judgment as a matter of law, or if the affidavits or other proofs
show that there is no genuine issue of material fact.
No genuine issue of material fact. Summary judgment.
Shall render judgment without delay, and the court is doing so.
So let's say you got negative accounts on your consumer report, like an auto loan, a personal loan, student loan. We know that these type of loans are transferred into an SPV. Okay, so if you got creditors or debt collectors reporting this information,
why don't you said transfer to an SPV? Oh, she doesn't know after that. What am I? She doesn't know after that. Oh, she doesn't know. Oh, she really doesn't. Oh, she don't. Oh, she don't know. Oh, she doesn't know. Oh, she has no clue.
that is not correct. Okay.
Actually, ma'am, you are wrong once again. Just because your loan was securitized does not mean the servicer cannot report to the credit agencies. They do it all the time. They're authorized by law. People have tried to sue because of it. It's going to get shut down. Just because your loan was securitized does not mean it's not going to be reported to the credit agencies. And this is another problem with people trying to teach this highly complex, highly advanced system of financing with just their little vague beliefs of what they know what's going on. That cannot be farther from the truth. This is what happens when you don't join the Supreme Elite Team group. You'll get documents and packages, but you won't get deep dived understanding of what's really going on, black and white.
That is unlawful, and you have the right to set up a paper trail, okay? Requesting documentation, sending out.
This opinion was initially unpublished but the Court of Appeals apparently had second thoughts and later certified it for publication. I too had initial doubts about a comment or its public significance, but I also have since come around to think that it is worth paying attention to for 3 reasons. It cites almost everything. In many respects, Mendoza looks just like another almost humdrum decision rejecting a homeowner's post-foreclosure attack on the trustee sale that was conducted after she stopped paying her mortgage, and rejecting her contention that the foreclosure was bad because her loan had been improperly securitized. A claim frequently made by the foreclosure defense bar and almost as frequently vetted by the judiciary, vetoed by the judiciary. The lawyers don't even know how to argue this correctly. But on this point, the opinion is worth saving because of its citation laden summary of how many decisions that have pronounced a foreclosure sale not wrongful simply because the underlying loan might not have been properly securitized. Glitches in the trustee sale process relating to substitution of trustee, notice of default, notice of sale, and conduct of sale can matter, and when they occur, may give a borrower, even one a default, a plausible defense or basis for vacating the sale. On the other hand, glitches in the loan's earlier securitization, e.g., regarding compliance with applicable pooling and service agreements or federal REMIC rules or the state's trust laws, are not likely to eliminate her obligation to pay her mortgage, notwithstanding the possibility that someone other than her foreclosure lender or servicer might be better entitled to collect that debt. Everything she's saying has been refuted.
You're rocking with the best.
I'm waiting for somebody to come up and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Show your source. Show you this. Show your source. The courts ain't say what it was. The courts ain't say what you said. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the moment to have a public debate. I'm waiting for it.
Your securitization request letter. Sending your notice to the CRAs, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian that forces them.
Credit rating agencies. That's what it is. She's talking about the credit bureaus.
To prove accuracy, okay? And if they can't prove accuracy, they have to remove that account, those accounts, completely from your consumer report.
But I thought that in the beginning, it's about ownership. Now it's accuracy. I guess you could tie those two hand in hand. The creditor can use a servicer to report to the credit agencies.
You letting them know in your notice that you believe the accounts have been sold, assigned, or securitized.
The court case I just read, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
The CRAs have to provide documentation from the creditor proving ownership, okay?
So when they respond as the new creditor, then what? Notice of new creditor. So if they respond, then what? Now, if they don't, that's a clink in the armor for your lawsuit. But it doesn't just stop them from collecting just because they think that just because they violated statute, you send them a letter letting them know they violated the statute, that's it. You're not going to pay. No, You got to prove that you're willing to go all the way. You got to prove that you're willing to go all the way. Not just, oh, you violate the statute. Look, you did it. Now, oh, well, okay, you don't got to pay anymore. Hell no. But this is new creditor. Securitization ain't illegal. In case you ain't know, securitization is the #1 reason why you're able to get financing, and why we're able to get financing through securitization. You stop securitization, y'all gonna be hoping they brought it back. You're gonna hope they bring it back because you won't be able to get nothing. So here's the statute right here. So if they respond, then what? They never plan or strategize for contingencies. It's this one trick pony, one letter. The letter don't work. I'm not going to say she's going to do it because I don't know her. I don't want to put that on her. But my track record and my seeing the landscape, once that one trick pony letter doesn't work, your communications with the teacher is going to be 0 to none after that. It's from what I've seen. Not saying her directly because I don't know her. I just ran across her video and it was full of misinformation. That's the only reason why I reacted. I'm not making any representation about who she is as a person. Hell, I don't even think, I can't say that she's purposely misleading because a lot of them actually truly be believing what they're saying is legit. And it's because the people in the chat don't have no understanding of what's really going on. They don't know what to question any inaccuracies. The problem that I face on TikTok is the minute I start asking questions that I know only the professionals know, I get blocked. So when they respond as the new creditor, then what?
So even if you believe that a creditor is possibly trying to sue you, but they haven't filed the claim yet, you can send them the securitization request letter.
Once again, they always tell you to play defense. They never, ever, ever tell you to file a lawsuit first. They either get you to respond as a defendant. It's easier to respond as a defendant than filing a federal lawsuit as the plaintiff because they don't know how to. You notice how they stay away from things that they have no clue? Won't you just, if that's the case, won't you just take them to court? I'm taking them to court now. I took them to court. I'm in litigation now. Why don't you just tell them to do that?
Okay, request the documents, beat them to the punches. So securitization is pretty much change of ownership. Okay, so you're challenging the creditor's ownership. Okay, so if they transfer the loans into an SPV account, special purpose vehicle, they no longer owns the debt.
She thinks that she thinks that an SPV is set up as soon as you go get the loan. The SPV's been set up years before you even thought about getting the loan. And she also thinks that when they transfer it to an SPV, they no longer own the debt. The assets being transferred to the SPV is on behalf of the creditor. And the original servicer is just servicing the debt, lady. They're just servicing it. You're wrong again.
So if a creditor is bringing about a claim, it is unlawful.
So, John Michael.
John Michael, yes, sir.
Okay. What did you want to tell me about your motion?
Well, I asked all of the parties involved for validations, and I sent a statement of facts, and none of which were responded to, so that would be acquiescence to the truth of my statements, which should...
No, it doesn't mean that. It means it was so furnace on his face, it didn't warrant a response. That's what it means. Oh, they ain't responded. Stands as true in commerce. It's not what it means.
Stand in truth and commerce.
None of the information is correct.
I asked for a contract and demonstration where there was adequate consideration given, and did not receive any of that. It's my understanding that the
consumer credit transaction or the application was taken by the Citibank and Best Buy to securitize the collateral to the Department of Treasury for their funds, to securitize the collateral.
This is why the securitization request letter is so powerful.
They were paid, and now they're asking for me to pay in addition to that. I did not realize any of this was true until recently.
I find it odd that nobody knows what's going on till they're being sued, till they got some debt, till they're getting summons. Nobody knows. Nobody's doing any investigation until they run into financial troubles or getting sued. I find it odd that nobody knows until those moments. They never know what's going on until they're in some financial trouble. I just find it like, y'all, like, why is the time? I never got the timing. With my truck, I got the contract the very next day I was on it. Why do people, like, why is it that you only find out what's going on when you're being sued? Like, how is that? Like, it just sounds like you're just trying to get out of something.
And now if I'm continuing to be required to make payments in any form of negotiable instruments, they are, in my opinion, are being unjustly enriched. They have never given me a contract with a signature. They've given me
verification by bills and statements, but never anything that would demonstrate that they ever had anything at risk or that they lost anything.
You need to know how to enforce your rights and know how to play the game. So if you are being sued or you suspect a lawsuit may come, you need to send a securitization request letter, okay? And if they already filed a claim, you received the summons, you still have the right to send that securitization request letter.
Emotional, damn it! This is what I mean all day, every day is what I see on here. It's the same misinformation, misguided, no context. Everything in this lady's video was 100% false in the execution. All the stuff that I commented in the video, I'm not going to rehash now, but she did say something that I'm going to speak on now. She said if you're being sued, if you get a summons or they've already done it, you can still request the securitization packet. That's not going to stop them from suing you. That's not going to stop nothing. Once you're being sued, you're in court, that's it. And you are going to lose as the defendant. The Supreme Elite team, we don't wait for these moments like what she's saying. She is telling you to be defensive, and all these teachers are telling you to be defensive because they don't know how to step in federal court and get federal rules enforced accurately. Why would you send a securitization letter to them when you're already are telling you to be defensive because they don't know how to step in federal court and get federal rules enforced accurately? Why would you say? Marinate on that for 1 second. Just try to figure out the math on that one. Try to break that down. When have you ever not made a payment since July 1st, but yet they're reporting the account as current, meaning they're not going to report negatively? Let's try. Let's just focus on that for a second. Let's just figure out ways. Let's just figure it out. How is this mathematically possible? Last payment reported July 1st. Last payment made July 1st. So I haven't made a payment in 64 days. Well, let's ask yourself a question. If you don't make a payment in 64 days, what normally happens on your account? Credit. How does it normally reflect? Huh? This
You're rocking with the best.
But I don't know what I'm talking about. I just run my mouth. Down in all these other teachers, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't show no receipts. I don't have nothing. I just don't know. I'm an agent. But yet, it's hard to try to put that together unless there's something that he's doing. And for those who still believe that, from September 5th, you don't make a payment for 64 days and then screenshot me with your credit reporting. Let me know what they say. Let me know how yours looks if you don't make a payment in 64 days. I guarantee you, without the Supreme Elite team, yours would never look like that. I put my life savings, yours would never look like that. A securitization letter to them when you're already being sued. They're coming after you at that point, and they're not going to respond because you're being sued. It's in court now. You think that letter is going to scare them off en masse? No. Every company is not going to roll over and play dead for y'all. That's not how it goes. Supreme Elite team, we teach you how to go on the offense, and you sue them first. We don't wait to be sued. We go get them first. And if you're using a credit card and you've made payments on the credit card and then you are being sued on that credit card, you cannot come in and say securitization, because once you swipe the card, that is an admission, and all that stuff behind the scenes doesn't matter. What you have to do is make sure the balance is zero or your current, stop using the card or send it back to them, and then sue as the plaintiff. These defensive mechanisms don't work. What she said is going to lead a lot of people to get in judgments, defaults. People are going to lose their homes, their cars, everything. And I live what I teach. I live it every day. And I'm telling you, this is not the way to go. And I have professionals on my team. So y'all tap in. ThomasLegacy603@gmail.com. Well, oh, oh, I didn't know I made this error. I don't think I did that. Dear taxpayer, we received your form for the tax periods above, but we need more information to process your federal tax return. You figured your tax for the year that ended in December 31st, 2023 However, our records show you previously used a tax year that ended in September 30th, 2023. If you changed your tax year, send us a copy of the IRS authorization allowing your change. If you entered the wrong tax period dates on your file return, enter the correct dates, your signature, and title in the space provided below. Then return this letter so we can keep correct and complete information in your account. The correct tax period begins and ends. If that's the case, I probably changed it to a fiscal schedule. But when I filed the tax return and made a mistake, it did December 31st. But I think I probably what I did, or I probably made an error at the end of the tax year. I don't remember being on a fiscal schedule. So I probably put the wrong end of tax year on there. Send the requested information to the IRS address shown at the top of this letter within 30 days from the date's letter. If we don't receive a response, we may not correctly process your return. You can fax your information, either fax machine, protect yourself and use the data by understanding the fax serves private privacy. Don't send a copy by mail because that could delay the processing of your tax return. Write your taxpayer identification on each page. Include a cover sheet with the following information: date, attention, control number, your name, taxpayer identification number, individual tax or EIN, phone number, include an area code, tax periods, number of fax pages. Due to high volume, we can't acknowledge a receipt of your fax. If you have questions, you can call at 1-800-829-0115. You can write the top of this letter. When you write, include a copy of this letter. Okay. Wow. So which tax year did I use? What fiscal year did I use? I'll check my records. I'll check my EIN, my CP 575. I'll check that. But I'm pretty sure that I used a calendar year. But it says the record shows that you used a tax year. Oh, you figured your tax for the year, but a record shows you previously used a tax year that ended September 30th, 2023. So if I did it September 30th, 2023, then I'm on a fiscal year. For this one, I probably put the calendar year, dummy. So I probably just made an error. And this is I know what this is for. I know what this tax return is for. It's for the auto contract. Forgot. It's for the auto. Yep, EIN number. Yep. It's for the auto contract. Let me see if I got a copy of it. Let's see if I have a copy of it. Let's see if I have a copy of it. I should have a copy of it, but I don't think I used a fiscal. If it shows that I use this September, if I use a fiscal, I will most likely check my CP 575 records. Good thing. Oh, and when you get the EIN number, please download that because they don't give you a new one. It's trouble getting a new one. But from looking at it, it looks like I am on a fiscal, but when I filed this one, I filed it looks like I filed a calendar year. So I put December, you figured your tax year that ended in December 31st, 2023. However, you previews ended September. So that is it. So I'm just going to fax them and say, hey, I made an error. It is September. My bad, y'all. It's September. And the only other issue that I have is which actual one did I was this in regards to. So, okay. So this is I get it. So this was for auto. This is an auto contract here. This is the auto. This auto. Notice how they said you figured your tax. Remember, you have to assess the tax. Yeah, so damn. I don't remember making that error though. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I probably did. So enter the correct dates. Then return this letter so we can keep correct, complete information. Send it within 30 days so they can finish. Don't send a copy by mail because they could delay the process of your tax return. So that is what I am going to do. I would call them live, but I know the goddamn wait line is gonna be crazy. But yeah, that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what this 2023 was it 2023 and this the nine yeah. I know exactly what this is because I only set this up for that specific reason. I only set it up for that anyway. So I know exactly what this is for. This is actually I'm not even I'm actually not even expecting a lot on this return. I think it's only like 16,000, if that, probably less than that. But yeah. So I have to correct that. I don't know. I don't remember making. I probably, so used to being on a calendar year that when I set it up on a yeah. So it's sent to corporations request confirmation of a tax period that is different from the standard 12-month accounting period. This letter is typically sent to businesses that have filed their tax return for a non-standard period, such as a short tax period. The IRS to formally request confirmation of specified period covered by your corporation's tax return. This often business that did not exist for the full 12 months change their accounting period or filing the final tax return before closing the business. Yeah, that's all that is. Covers returns other than 12-month accounting period. Because this was exactly what it was. I did a short tax return to cover only the auto time period. That's it. So they're saying that in my record show, I previously listed a tax year that ended in September 30th, but this one ended in December 31st. So what that was is probably I got caught up in the the normal December 31st and not realizing that I actually did it on a fiscal schedule. So that ain't no biggie small fries in a drink. That is no biggie small fries in a drink. That ain't nothing. I will have this faxed over to be honest with you, I probably will have it faxed over Monday morning, given the fact that today is Friday and I don't want to I don't want to have it sitting in the fax. So I'd rather make sure that Monday somebody's there to actually get it. So no issues there. Here we go. This is the one. Here we go right here. No, this ain't it. Should be this. Yep, here we go. Nope, still not this one. Oh, that's why. I'm trying to see what the CP 575 says, because if I can't find the actual to see if I actually on a fiscal schedule, I will file it in a manner that which matches their records. I will file it in a manner that matches this records. So that's all. And let me see with this here. And yes, this is the actual statement I sent to the IRS for my auto. This is the actual statement. It's the actual statement. Yep, this is the actual statement. Yo, it's so one of the me personally, I love the fact that, like, let's say something like this happens. You see this. I don't have to go run and be like, yo, this happened. What do I do next? Like, I already know what to do. I do not. It's like being totally in control of it's no better. Excuse me. It's no better feeling, man. It's no better feeling. I swear to God, I'm not even trying to be funny. It's no better feeling. It's no better feeling. Like just me 100% being able to focus on me and being able to do my figure it out on my own. There's no better feeling. There's no better feeling. I love getting letters like this and be like, all right, I know to figure, being in 100% control of my own domain. Like being 100% in control of my own domain. IRS letter. This was actually IRS letter 319C. Letter 319C. C. Don't worry, IRS. I will get on y'all. I don't know how I made that mistake, though. I'm trying to figure, did I even make that mistake? Because I don't remember, to be honest with you, being on a fiscal schedule. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember that at all. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to match. If they say it's on a fiscal schedule, I'm just going to match it. Tell them I lost the records or something. All right, y'all. If it's fiscal, it's fiscal. My bad. Whatever. It's whatever. No biggie small fries and a drink over here. What else do we have? Letter from Wells Fargo from a person that does not. Wrong address. Insurance. Anything else do we have? Let's check to see if there's. Come on, man. Nope. August 25th, 2025. Thomas versus Credit Acceptance. There, we got a lawsuit with UWM being filed Monday morning. We on the offensive. Tap in. ThomasLegacy603@gmail.com. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have to exit stage left.
As a commitment to customer service, this call may be monitored or recorded. If you are a dealer or a financial institution, please press 1.
Of court.
We have automatically found your account. To verify your identity, please enter the last 4 digits of your social security number. Thank you. Your identity has now been verified. All representatives are still busy. Please hold while your call is being transferred to the next available representative.
Credit Acceptance Compliance Team, this is Caprice. How may I help you?
Yes, I'm calling about GLE 350. I informed Credit Acceptance of the pending lawsuit that I actually have on my way to file now. So I don't want to talk about anything legal. I just want to see what the remaining balance, because I was actually trying to print off the payment history as far as my attachments for the judge to see, and I'm not able to print off my payment history or the payments I made. And I was also trying to get the remaining balance feature for the print off as well, but I'm unable to see the remaining balance. It says NA. So those are the only questions I have. Just the remaining balance and NA status, the payoff history, payment information unavailable. So I'm just trying to see if what's the reason behind that, because I did send a detailed email to operations, and it seems like since Saturday I'm being routed to compliance and not just speaking to the regular representative, which is okay. So those it. You could provide it for me. That'd be good.
So who am I speaking with?
Lamont Thomas.
All right. And Mr. Thomas, just for security on the account, can I have your date of birth and the zip code we have on file? All right. Is that still the best number, or do you want to update that?
No, that's the best number.
All right. Thank you so much for that information. And let's see here. The reason that you're not able to access the information through our customer portal is because of the email that we or letter that we received from you. That was actually escalated to our compliance team. So whenever we have, an issue or we're investigating something, we place everything on hold.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So what I can do is I can actually email you a copy of your payment history if that's what you are looking for.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, just the payment history. That's perfect. That's cool.
Okay. Give me Just one moment here. Let
All
me
right.
get that up here.
All right.
Okay, I'm almost wasted, and my drip is on the spaceship. One more sip, yes, I can taste it. Come to my exact location. I'm so tired of my probation, doing time forever.